So today is going to be an emotional, exchange with a paintbrush and a sketchbook. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Not just anything, but we're going to talk about how I expressed something to a certain someone another day, and I understand the person is busy and all, and I'm not going to rush this individual, but I have a feeling this person is going to do what the person did before. So the person asked for my information, saying it was rude to not have my information. It was rude to not have my information. And it's just like with any situation where you feel like you have to do all the work. Certain individuals make you do all the work. And it's like they're taking exchanges from you, and it's like you're being pierced, impaled. And they may think they're not crucifying you and all, but they are. They're crucifying. It's like crucifixion. That's how I felt before. And this person is like all over the place. But that's just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. And then again, it might, people say, oh, you're just too emotional. You're this, you're too that. You're too emotional. Obviously, certain exchanges are important. They're important. Certain exchanges are important. They're very important. They're very important. They're very important. They're very, very important. Someone opens up to you in a way, being heartfelt about it, wants you to do something for them 1 minute, and it seems like they may be taking advantage of you. At least that's how I feel, because of the way exchanges are. It's the way the exchanges are. This person asks for your information and weeks at a time will not use it. This is why I don't always make moves right away, because I don't want people playing with my emotions. It hurts me. It hurts me. That actually hurts me. That actually hurts me. That does damage to me. It does a lot of damage. So yes, I've studied, psychology and all, about the different attachment types. Guess which one I am? Avoidant personality disorder. Because this stuff hurts. You don't understand. That stuff hurts. That stuff actually hurts. It's painful. It's very painful. That stuff hurts. That stuff actually hurts. That's like abuse. A lot of individuals don't know what it's like when, you know, your parents or a parent, let's say it's your mother, she doesn't love you. That affects you in your adult years. That affects you in your adult years. And I know it may sound weak and all, but I think it's okay to be that, because that's what tells you that in this life you have a path to work on that's for yourself. You have to work on yourself. But it's not my fault if I have feelings for someone and they give me the time of day and all, but they turn around and give you the cold shoulder. I don't understand that. I don't understand that sometimes. I don't understand that sometimes. I never understood that. They turn around and they give you the cold shoulder. They pretend to care, but they spend more of an emphasis on the other persons in the vicinity of themselves than yourself. And I'm thinking that's okay. The only thing I would appreciate is if you told me right away you didn't care, because then it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt if the person did that. It wouldn't hurt if the person did. I would appreciate that. See, it's not rejection that's the problem. It's when you string me along that's killing me. Rejection is, I've gotten used to rejection. I've gotten used to that over the years. Stringing along, that's where you get to my weakness. I can't handle that. Okay, I can't handle that. I'm not able to handle. I'm not capable of handling that. I've never been capable of handling that, and it hurts. It hurts to know that that's how I feel. Like I'm just being used. You have that information so you could just know where I am. So you could just know where I am. And I opened up my heart to this individual. I don't like when people do that. And I thought this one was going to be better. And there weren't that many individuals that did that because I just kept to myself all that time so I don't have to get hurt. So yeah, so I'm sitting here making a mess on this paper while I'm talking so I could just get it out. That's the heart that's broken. And that's the cross that I was apparently burned on. Because that is like a burning sensation in your chest. And yes, I am crying right about now. I'm crying a little bit because that stuff is painful. It's very painful. It's very painful. I'm not going to rush anybody to say anything, but usually I would give something a month or so. And I understand some persons can be busy. I understand that. But stop taking on more than you can handle. And in the process, some their souls are being scorched. If you're busy, be busy. Just say it. Rather than and people are I mean, some people, they pour their heart out so fast. It's like a what would I say? It's like a cascade, or the most powerful waterfall you could think of. I'm trying to find a good name for it. It comes in like a hurricane for some people. It really does. It comes in like a hurricane. And this individual, I feel like this is going to be another one of those situations where you have a crush on this person, and then the person, um, they appreciate all that you said, but their heart's not in those words. I hate when people use words and their heart's not in there. So if I tell somebody I don't see them a certain way, I tell them very soon. And if I were to try to give them a chance, I'll tell them this is not going to work out because of some of the stuff that's coming out of your mouth and the fact that it would take me a year to like you because you saw me first. You saw me first. If I've seen you, I'm not going to speak upon first seeing you. I got to give you time to know if I like you or not. I have to give that person time. So if it sounds like it's been at least a few months that I'm just now saying that, it's because I was sitting back observing the person. I was sitting back observing the person. I need to know, what is that person about? And I've seen certain traits in this particular person that looks like it wouldn't be great for encounters. But because, I turn around and do the thing that naive people do. I'm thinking, what if there's another way of looking at this? Maybe it could be better. No, that may not be the case. That may actually not even be the case. It probably won't. That probably won't even be the case. But I'm not going to go to this person to make demands either. It's just, if I decide to just disappear, that person does not have the right to tell me where did I go, or should I say not tell me, more like ask me where were you? I was trying to contact you. You waited a fucking month to contact me? Are you kidding me? You waited a fucking month? I swear, it's when people turn their back, all of a sudden the person wants to fucking call. Like, what is that bullshit? You waited a month? That's what I feel like is going to happen here, because sometimes that does happen. You disappear, and then out of nowhere, after a long time, certain individuals see you. All of a sudden, they want to really try to be friends with you because they lost their people that they've been in the faces of all that time. They like those exchanges because those people, they exude a certain something that they like. But then they'll turn around and talk about how that person, they get tired of that person sometimes. I don't understand how you can have a love-hate relationship with somebody and somebody's trying to keep something straight with you. That couldn't ever, that couldn't ever you know, make you happy. You're fickle. I couldn't do it with fickle people. I just can't. I probably can't. It was probably a mistake to even say anything. It was probably a mistake to even say anything. It was probably a big old mistake to even say anything. Just a grand old mistake. And someone trying to call someone emotionally unstable and all that shit, what would you like me to be? Would you like me to be stone, just plain old stone? Would you rather me just be a stone? That's boring to me. To just be dulled out. I would rather feel my feelings, dude. Would you rather me just be a stone? That's those people are unattractive. Those kind of people are unattractive. Oh, you'll get over it. Oh, what? You'll get over it. That ain't nobody. I would not turn around, stop liking somebody and just say, oh, they're nothing. If they were nothing, I would have been talking to them in the first place. I wouldn't even be talking to them in the first place. The hell kind of response is that? Are you kidding me, person? You can't do stuff like that. You can't like somebody and turn, oh, they ain't shit anyway. What? That's not even a response. That's not even a response. You can't do that. Obviously, I cared. That's why I have the response I have, because apparently I cared. Your response doesn't make any sense. Because you didn't get what you want, you got to turn around and say, "Oh, they ain't shit anyway." I'm just talking about what I don't appreciate. I want persons to be honest. All I'm asking for is a shred of honesty. That's all I care about. I'm honest with these persons. I would like it if they were honest with me. That's what I would appreciate. And crying and painting is the way to cope. Okay, calling me a little baby and all that stuff doesn't really help. Crying and painting is how I cope. Okay? I used to write angry journals, and then I'll go back and read them years later. It's like, yeah, I could feel the heat back when I wrote this. You can feel that heat all over again. That's why I love angry writing, or angry journals and stuff like that. It feels good. This is actually my best painting so far. I'm gonna go and paint the other paper up here. I just gotta turn this thing around. I'm just gonna say it as it is. The person is hurting my feelings, okay? The person hurt my feelings. It hurts me. That person hurt my feelings, dude. And sometimes I pause so I could just feel it. Just feel it. So I pause and then I go, and then I pause and then I go. This is a strong sensation. It's very strong. It hurts. That stuff hurts. One thing I don't want to be is one of those people that shoot themselves because someone doesn't reciprocate something um, the way you like them to. No, instead, I'd rather draw silly stuff like this and then change the shape of it after a while. For some reason, I just got up like that, and it's something after 5 o'clock this morning, and I just, you know, went to sleep okay, but then woke up, and then I was thinking about that for some reason, and I'm thinking, I would be able to give the person some time to, be honest with about how they feel and all that stuff. And if they can't give you the time of day to tell you, I'm going to need a month, or I'm going to need some extra time to determine what the next courses of action to be. If you can't even do that, you say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Person, sometimes all you got to say is, I'm just gonna make a note of this, and then I'm just gonna hand it to you. Sometimes just say certain things. It's okay to just say, give me a month, give me a week. Sometimes it helps to give people a time frame, because a lot of time will go by, and if for whatever reason you have that person contacting you, they're asking you, how are you feeling, are you okay, are you sick this time around? I hope you're not sick. This is the one person the person gets sick a lot. Person gets sick a lot. That individual wanted to be a friend and all. I'm thinking, listen, I don't know why you asked me for my information, right? And then another individual, I tell this individual, I have a crush on this individual, and it doesn't matter if it's a person you call your sister, or another person you call a lover, right? If they're supposed to be that for you, why are they, avoiding you a lot of the times? I don't understand that. They just say things to say it. And then a person you fall in love with, they can't give you the courtesy to tell you, I'm going to need time on this. I'm going to need an entire month, because if I look ahead, I have to look at, if you can't take the time to do that, I could tell you right now, you're going to go days and days on, and then the person's going to contact you, and then that's it. You're not putting forth any effort. I put forth the effort to speak to you. So why would you then give me your number? Why would you then give me your number if you can't be? But I don't understand some people like that. They're flaky. They're a bit flaky. Why would you then give me your information if that's what you're gonna do? You'll have one individual, she'll want to be a sister or something like that, or she'll call you her sister. I'm thinking, dude, do you know what a best friend is? And it's not just giving somebody a hug every now and then. That's not what that is, just to make the person feel better. Because there's more to it than that. You're just doing that to make the person feel better. Listen, I'm not going to say I own the individual. It's just, I would appreciate if you had more consistency. If you're going to tell me you can't be bothered, just say it. Just say, I'm not interested in owning the person. Just fucking say it. Just fucking say it. That's all. Just say it. I appreciate it when people just say it. Get it out. I appreciate that. Just say it. Or better yet, ignore me, and then I'll figure it out from there. Because if I'm being ignored, I could pick up on those cues, like, okay, that person is moving on. I guess I better do the same. Yeah, that'll hurt, but I got my answer. I got my answer. I got my answer. You got some people trying to give you advice. Oh, you got to learn this and you got to learn that. First of all, these are my feelings. You don't tell me that how I feel is wrong. There is no right way to feel something. It's feelings, dude. They're emotions. How can emotions be wrong? There's no unlawful way of feeling. I've never heard of shit like that before. I've heard those people talk. They're feelings. This is about to be a 20-some minute video of just me ranting. They're feelings. I'm just going to top this off by saying, the only thing I'm going to say is, it would be nice if people, if you're going to play hard to get, do it, stick to doing it, and then we don't have to ever talk. Stick to doing that every single day forever. Don't play around with people's feelings and stuff like that. Or just tell the person straight up, no. I'm going to answer the question you ask and just say, no, this can't work. No, that couldn't work. No, this is not possible. That's helpful, because You're not giving me time to develop something that's going to hurt me in return. Because remember, it's something I did that hurt me, and you're helping me do it. That's why I need you to, so I can stop doing that. That's all, so I can stop doing that. You're putting me on a leash in a way. You're putting me on a leash in a sense. I'm kind of on a leash. Okay, you're stringing me along. That's a problem. That's a complete problem. That is a serious problem. This person doesn't understand the damage that they're doing. That's what this person does not understand. The person doesn't understand that the damage that they could potentially be. I would rather you say that stuff so that we could be we could be finished with this. And I'll just be right back where I started. Just focusing on me, trying to figure out what are ways that I could better myself. Okay, obviously there are aspects of myself I need to work on. But can you help it if you fall head over heels for a particular individual? No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. There are certain triggers for certain people. Some people say, "Oh, you choose to fall in love with somebody." If you choose to fall in love with somebody, guess what? You're fake. You're fake. You are fake. I didn't choose. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't even trying to. This shit just happened. I wasn't trying to. I don't make the effort to try to fall in love with you. You just do. It just happens. And then some clown is going to say, "How do you know you like that person?" Or how do you this or how do you that? What kind of a stupid question is that? If a person does a number on you, okay, how are you supposed to feel? Other people can't do that. In other words, nothing about you is enticing. That's what these people don't understand. They're so quick to having a big mouth and asking questions because they think it's smart to ask. They don't realize that they're actually, repelling you away. You're basically bug spray. You work the same way bug spray does. That does not make you a magnet. You're being disrespectful. You're being rude by assuming that somebody's not you're assuming that someone is not supposed to like something. They're not supposed to be certain that they like that individual over yourself. That's rude. That is rude, dude. You can't do stuff like that. You have to know your place. There's no way in the world that it is acceptable for you to start interjecting your way of thinking into somebody else's life. They know what they like. That's emotions. You don't argue with another person's emotions. If they say they don't like something, they don't like it. They may have had experience with it before, and they'll say, "Oh, you just don't know what's good. You had an experience with that, and you still don't like it. You don't know what's good." That's a stupid ass remark. That's a lousy remark. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You could have tested something 5 times. Each time it doesn't work. It's not for you. It's not for you, dude. And other people, they don't have to test it at all. They've ruminated over enough and they got a glimpse of it. That means they run simulations in their mind and they can see through the simulations how that just doesn't do it for them. They can see what kind of restrictions it has or some other thing comes with certain restrictions. It might be that particular individual just wants to impose, some aspect of their being all over you in a way to try to, for a fucking lack of a better way of saying it, they're trying to be controlling. That's all it is. When you talk like that, you basically showed your hand. You're basically a control freak. That's what control freaks say. Only a control freak would ask a question like that. Oh, how would you know? In other words, you're trying to control somebody. That's controlling. That's abuse. That's abuse. You don't tell somebody what they should feel. Take a good look at that upside down heart. You don't tell persons how they should feel. It's rude, man. You just don't do that. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I'm going to promise that my next videos, they're not like this unless I just need to get it out and I just start painting again. But, that's that, I feel a little bit better now that I did this. This is how I cope and all that stuff. I feel better now, but it just shows decent courtesy that if somebody can't be bothered, and sometimes you can tell if somebody kind of sort of can't, they need to just fucking say it. They need to say it. If you can't be, but just say it, dude. Because somebody shares their heart with you. Now the whole friend thing, you could kind of get past that if a person's not trying to, be a friend. Like, I'm not gonna beg somebody to be a friend, but I've heard that this same individual begged persons to be her friend. I don't know what it is. I've heard that. I don't know if that's just a rumor, but people are always willing to spread rumors to make somebody else look bad. They do it all the time. It's a typical minimum wage job. Minimum wage jobs attract gossip. It's a minimum wage fucking job. It attracts lousy people. And it also attracts some people that like to be fucking stupid. People that smoke weed all the time. It's a dumbass job. The job itself is retarded. Okay? It's a stupid job. You go and click buttons to check the inventory of another business. It's an inventory job. It's a stupid job at that. It's stupid. It's very obnoxious in my opinion. I think it's okay because of the travel part of it. You go to different places and then you do X, Y, and Z and all that stuff. It's shit. It's basically shit. I'm there because it pays the bills. That's about it. If you want me to be honest, that's what I'm there for. My real journey in this life is to do this craft. It's just to do this craft. In the meantime, I shouldn't have to be dealing with people's fucking gossip just because I work a shit job, okay? Because you work a shit. Now, another job I have is a warehouse. That's actually pretty decent, I guess. It's pretty decent. That's where all the misfits go. That's the irony. Misfits work in a warehouse. Non-misfits, they work in places like retail, where all the retarded gossip is. People sit around and talk about makeup and shit, or how they want to marry a basketball player so they can have his money, dumb shit like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if he would just take somebody working at a register, idiot banter, basically just obnoxious banter, pipe dreaming because you have a vagina. Those are people, they don't make great friends. They're pipe dreamers. And then I used to have a person befriended me. She said she wished she could be with a basketball player, but all she knew how to do was be a fucking leech. Okay, that's not anybody worth getting upset over. You want to know why? Because there was nothing. There was basically no depth to that relationship anyway. There was none. So sit there and say, oh, we are friends. Oh, we're co-workers. You can do this because we're co-workers and all that bullshit. I don't want to be used. And when I say there's no depth to it, there's no meaning to it. Somebody else asked, well, what the fuck does that mean? It means there's no meaning. It lacks some meaning. It has no meaning. You're not building anything. You're not building anything there. You haven't built a relationship. The shit is the way it was when you first started. That's literally what it is. If it's the exact same way it was when you first fucking started, there's nothing to that relationship. There's nothing there. Nothing was made. Nothing was made there. I understand there may be some people out there that think, oh, you don't really have to build a relationship. There could be people that actually think that. I don't know. You don't have to build anything. You just got to see how they are and if that's just good enough. You just take it as it is. If it's bad as it is, I won't be taking it as it is. And then that same person will turn around and say, well, do you actually know that person? Earth to piece of shit. If it's bad as it is, I won't take it as it is. Okay? That's it. So I don't want somebody trying to, tell me that, you're supposed to just take leeches, people that manipulate. People that, they can't give good advice. They give you all the bad advice. That's how you know that shithead lacks depth. AKA, you lack knowledge. You lack good values. You lack a decent amount of emotions. The only emotions you have is when you feel pleased when people are fucking buying you shit. That's what no depth means. It means all those things. Also, you probably lack depth and intelligence, which you have shown that too. There's different types of depth. You lack almost all of them. You can at least have maybe one or two and maybe missing in another category. We can understand that if you can't have everything. But shit, you had nothing. Jesus fucking Christ, you had nothing. That's pitiful. That is astounding. That's not an anomaly. That's just you being fucking lousy. Okay, Stephen Hawking is an anomaly, but he was really brilliant. That's an anomaly. Considering his predicament, he was able to do the research he did. That's an anomaly. She's not one of those. That person wasn't one of those. I'm giving you examples. I'm giving you examples. You don't need to be a genius. I'm not a genius. You don't need to be a genius. But you don't have to be garbage. It doesn't have to be where I ask you, oh, would it be okay if we just, got together sometime and, just relax together, or, just enjoy each other's company. You know what this fuckhead asked me? If I was going to buy her something. That pissed me. That is why that's part of why, if I still have avoidant personality disorder, is because of shit like that. People want to fucking use you. I don't like it. I don't talk to anybody like that. Oh, you gonna do this for me? I remember I smiled to a chick, just to make somebody feel good about themselves. You know what this fuckhead said? You gonna buy me lunch? What the hell is that? Different occasions. They were months apart, maybe even years. I don't forget anything, dude. They were distances apart. I'm thinking, who does that? Who says that? Certain people say stuff like that. So any few female friends I have are going to be the intelligent ones. It's got to be the intelligent ones. It's got to be intelligent people. I'm sorry. It has to be. You're either doing art, writing books, or, I mean, you don't have to be an author just because I am or anything like that. I'm just saying those are people I go after, is probably other authors or people, or maybe, or somebody that's just smarter than myself. That helps too. You actually learning something from them. That's actually beneficial. You're likely to learn something from somebody that's smarter than yourself, because they know things. They could teach you something. I don't know, they could share a skill and then tell you, oh, go share this skill with others like I did, or something like that. Stuff like that. And you're not going to see something like that as often. And that is a bit of a pipe dream to expect that, somebody is, they want to express and be, happy, and show other persons how to be happy, or help other people do things, or whatever. Those are the type of, collaborations that I like. Because a lot of times that's just what I'm about. That's to be honest with you, a lot of times that is what I'm about. It's showing certain sides of myself, maybe even all sides of myself, maybe. That depends on the person. Some people won't allow me to show certain sides of myself because they don't like that side. So they want me to mold to what they like. So I'm thinking, well, it's not like you have anything to offer to myself. You just have nonsensical banter. That's what it is. It's not like you have that to offer to me. Now, I'm one of those people, I don't speak as much. I don't think it's necessary to talk all the time. But if you're going to tell me how to be, how is it that you don't have any, you can't teach anybody anything? You can't. You can't teach anybody anything. But that's what people want to do. They want to change you, but they can't fix themselves. They want to change you and tell you how you're supposed to be, but they can't fix themselves. That's the stuff I don't appreciate. That's the stuff I've seen in, middle school, high school, and even in the workplace. I'm thinking, I thought this stuff was done back in middle school. I thought when you're adults, you just let people be. You just let people be. And then when it comes to certain life choices, people got to ask you, well, how do you know you don't like this or that? Because I've ruminated about it. And also, I've tested it before. It's no good. Except I didn't tell them that part. I'm thinking, do I have to share them? Why? Do I have to share this to that person? It's not like I owe them my entire life. And then that person had the courtesy to turn around and say, well, I'm sorry if I was, a bit imposing or anything like that. Yeah, well, you kind of were. But I'm going to let that go because you stopped. Had that person kept going and kept trying to push in my face I'm supposed to like, so we probably would have had an argument. Yeah, probably. And I hate arguments. I hate them. If it's not an argument where you're teaching another person something, then why have it? You're just arguing about why somebody has a particular liking of a particular individual. So if you're asking why somebody doesn't like you, that's the same thing as being clingy. It really is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as being clingy, dude. I'm not trying to cling by responding the way I did early in this video. It's just that the emotions, they go on high sometimes for me. And there were many times I tried to keep that down, so it's not keeping me down in the dumps. Okay. I used to have a serious case of depression where it was episodic, especially back in teenage years, and they diagnosed me as major depressive disorder. I don't have the episodes all that much anymore in my adult life. Okay, because I'm out of those circumstances that were doing that to me. I'm not in those circumstances anymore where I was verbally abused, emotionally abused a little bit. and basically told that I was a sack of shit and, just being put down. I'm not in that situation anymore. That used to happen to me. Oh, you ain't shit like your parents. That's what used to be told to me by another adult. Another adult said that. Okay, that stuff could affect a person in their adulthood, but you know, I've gotten past that. That stuff did it. Something else did it. I've grown past that. And that was a person that was close to me. That was a person that was close to me. A stranger won't have that same effect. You're a stranger. You're not going to have that same effect. It's when somebody that you're expecting to love you and care about you, that person used to do that. But that person stopped doing that and realized how wrong she was, and she apologized. And from there, things have gotten better. But I've treated that as verbal abuse. It is. And the same person even suggested, well, if you think life is like this or like that, you probably should kill yourself. That's something you don't tell a 12-year-old. That's something you don't tell a 13, 14, 15-year-old. As an adult, that wouldn't even have much of an effect on me because I've shifted over the years. This camera's probably about to go. I was making that clicking noise. Let me know I'm probably way past the halfway mark for where it does cut off or something. But yeah. I'm just going to reiterate and say, it would be nice if persons just say what they mean. I need people to say what they mean. Because a lot of what you're thinking is probably the truth. A lot of what you're thinking is probably the truth. They don't appreciate you. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's okay. I would just rather you outwardly show it rather than, acquiescently just going somewhere else. I probably said the word wrong. It's either acquiescently or whatever. Whatever, dude. I probably said the word wrong. You're secretly, quietly, is what I'm trying to get out there. You're quietly trying to get out there. Go out there and just hide away and say, well, I can't tell this person this because this might destroy the person. Well, you might as well say, honestly, saying it now is better than them discovering it later, because what you're doing is allowing the person to build up emotions. I'm not going to get on my knees and drag you. Please don't go. Don't do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That I've never done. I've just walked away each time. And I've been wounded each time. Sure. I've been wounded each time. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to just, not say anything at all. It doesn't help. You're actually making it worse when you do that. Now, one thing I'm not going to do is go to this individual and say, how come you having this? How come you having that? That doesn't make any sense. Based off what the person is doing, that lets me know where we stand. I don't need to go and ask them all those questions. It's more like, when are they just going to say it? When are they going to say it? That's the question. We pretty much have an idea that is pretty much done with. And I'm thinking, dude, you're not going to, leave me hanging off a cliff waiting for your word. If you got to wait till when you're in the mood to say something, people are going to take that as it's time to move on. That person, it's been 3 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. It's been several months. You could pretty much figure out from there, you're not even a first thought. You're not even a second thought. You're not even a fourth thought. You couldn't even be the last thought. You're more like the 0th thought. You're not even a thought, dude. You're not even a thought. The other people that don't really benefit your life at all, they're more of a thought than a person that actually wants to make you happy. That's some fickle shit. That is some fickle shit if I've ever seen anything like it. That is some seriously fickle shit, dude. I'll give it some more time because it looks like it's going to be like it was before. Sometimes you're wondering, okay, the person looks like they could come around. What are their behaviors this time? You want to see if they're able to change. If they're able to change certain behaviors. What are their behaviors this time? I'll give it some more time, and then that more time is the ammunition. That way they can't argue. They couldn't argue. The only reason to you would or could give it more time is so they can't argue. I'm going to wait to see if I'm wrong about that, because it's okay if I'm wrong. It's okay if I'm wrong. I would rather be corrected on this shit than to be right. There are some things you don't want to be right about because it's painful to be right about that stuff. That's the thing. What you thought you were right about, and it looks like I am right about this, it's killing me. It's killing me. Talk about a cheese grater to your insides, a meat grinder to your insides. Talk about being gutted like a fish. That's kind of like what that is, dude. If you said you were going to do something before and this time around I decided to show something, apparently I was supposed to show my hand the entire time. I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. That right there tells me this probably couldn't work out. I have a certain way of being. You have a certain way of being. I just need you to express that. I need you to express what I kind of already have an idea of, because I would like confirmation on that. At this rate, that's something to walk away from. Given the nature of the settings, given the nature of the people, given the nature of the situation in its entirety beyond the settings and the things that were said and the people that are there and the way it all functions all together, that should potentially be a no-go. That's the way I should look at it. It's probably a no-go. That is not my fault that I have a certain way of expressing. That is not my fault. Okay, that I don't see a fault in that because I'm not being abusive with it. I'm not chastising anybody with it. I'm just talking about what I don't appreciate. That's all it is. That's all it is. I may decide to make another video. I'm just going to stop this one. I have a long ass rant. And I feel like I just got to go on and on and on. That's what happens when you hurt so much. You got to go on and on and on sometimes. But I'm going to stop it right here at the 42-minute mark. Probably beforehand.